Squad, tomorrow is the day we are shifting into strength. That is the 11th volume here inside of Simply Fitness. And I just wanted to talk about phase one, which is the first 4 weeks of this next volume. And I wanted to talk about some of the focuses that we have so that you can make the most of these 4 weeks. So in phase one, the main focus is going to be movement quality and developing your base strength. We're introducing the foundations of shift into strength. How do we transition from a more cardio heavy training regimen to strength training with conditioning that is going to lead to you building muscle? So instead of chasing, fatigue or looking for how many calories you burn in a workout, focus on learning how to move through these exercises with control and how you can build strength through compound lifts. You can burn a whole lot of calories on the treadmill, but the strength, the transformation in your body is really going to happen from strength training. So expect your workouts to feel a little more controlled, a little more slowed down. Some of those rest times might be, 45 seconds up to 90 seconds, a minute and a half. So get used to slowing the pace down so that you can give your best every single set. You're still going to sweat and you're still going to be moving around on those conditioning days, but those aren't going to be the number one driver of your success. So some key points I want you to think about as we go through this first phase is going to be learning proper lifting techniques. Learn how to move when you have a pair of dumbbells or a barbell in your hands. Build confidence underneath the bar. So if you've been nervous about going and using the barbell, this phase is meant to help you build up your confidence and break that habit of just sticking with the super lightweight. You're going to develop your core stability through these movements, whether it's the conditioning days or the compound lifts. And then last up, we're introducing conditioning without sacrificing your strength performance. So how can we get our heart rate up, get a good sweat going, feel good through the workout, get those endorphins going without sacrificing all of our strength? That's what you're going to learn in this first phase. If you were with us in the shift, which was the open house 2 weeks prior, you've already experienced some of these workouts. Inside of these workouts that you're going to see in phase one, a lot of the movements have changed. The rep scheme is different. Maybe the instructions are going to be different. So make sure we're paying attention to that as we do each workout. In this first phase for intensity, we're looking for about moderate intensity. So an RPE of 6 or 7. RPE just means rate of perceived exertion. How many reps do you have left before you empty the tank, before you run out of energy and you can't move anymore? So when you're going through these exercises, if the rep scheme is 10, you should be going 8, 9, 10 and not feeling dead, but slightly challenged. Like you could have done 3 or 4 more reps with that movement. And then how we're going to progress through this first phase is each week, your goal is to gradually increase the weight that you're using while you maintain your form. So if you're increasing your weight but your form kind of falls apart, then I need you to take it back down just a notch or 2, get your form locked in, and then build it up. So week 1, definitely focus on learning the movements and find a comfortable starting weight. Again, for your RPE, rate of perceived exertion, of 6. You've got 3, 4 reps left in the tank. Week 2, we are increasing the weight, but we're maintaining good form. So as you bump the weight up, you lock in your form. Then in week 3, we're continuing to increase the weight, but now we're bumping it up to an RPE 7, that rate of perceived exertion. Week 4 is we're pushing a little bit harder, all while maintaining good form. So by the end of this phase, you should feel more confident lifting weights. You should be stronger in those foundational movements, whether it's chest press, deadlift, row, I believe that's all of them. Squat, how could I forget squats? That's my favorite. You're going to be stronger in those foundational lifts, in those compound lifts. And last up is you're comfortable transitioning between strength training and conditioning work, right? Because ideally, inside of the squad, you're getting 3 workouts done per week. So if you pick a strength training workout and your workout days are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, you should be able to strength train on Monday, Then the next day on Tuesday, you do a conditioning day, whether it's 30, 45 minutes, maybe it's 20 minutes, whatever it is, get your heart rate up, get a good sweat. And then Wednesday, you're right back to training, whether it's another conditioning or you go back to your strength training. But at least 3 days during the week, you should be comfortable transitioning between strength training and your conditioning work. That's all I've got for phase one. Remember, if you have questions, send me a message. I hope you guys crush it in volume 11 and get ready to shift into strength. It's not hard. It's Simply Fitness.